First fight of the night, we've got Said Nurmagomedov taking on Mark Striegl. And you know what, man? You are the vaunted guest here. Why don't you go ahead and start us off? How do you feel about this first fight of the evening?
I think Mark Striegle's up there with like probably one of the best bodies in UFC. Let me just get that out of the way first. The guy has a ridiculous body. I don't know how the hell he cuts down to 135. He has like one of the widest backs I've ever seen too. The guy's very, very strong. He makes no bones about it in terms of what his game plan is. He wants to get these guys down and he wants to try to choke them out, try to just suffocate them pretty much, grind them out. The one thing that we haven't really seen from Said Nurmagomedov is a lot of the ground game from him. I know that Hani Barcelos took him down a couple times, so I'm interested, but that was later in the fight too.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if Strigo is going to be able to get this fight down early. If he gets it down early and he maybe squeaks out the first two rounds, you get some solid value off that plus three, whatever he's at right now, plus 340. Insane. I think the line is a little bit too wide right now, but there are still question marks about Mark. His gas tank doesn't look the greatest. You know, I mean, there's not too much footage out there, but the one fight that we do have where he goes a full three rounds, he gets submitted in the third by Reese McLaren. You know what I mean? So, Said Nurmagomedov, we know what we're going to get with him. A flashy striker, likes to throw spinning shit, loves attacking the body, trains with Mark Henry as well, and Zabit and those guys. So he has a solid head coaching base behind him. But man, this is a little bit too wide. I know a lot of people are going to go into this and be like, all right, I'm just going to parlay Nurmagomedov because he's a Nurmagomedov, right?
Yeah.
You got to look into this a little bit more. I think I don't know, I don't want to call it value on Striegel because I am a little bit skeptical of the level of competition he's faced. Like he has a victory over Kai Kara France 6 years ago. That's the difference, right? So I like Saeed here. I think he'll still pull it off. I think he'll be able to evade any of the submissions early, and we can see him take the last two rounds, just outstriking him, attacking the body heavy. I think that's very important for him. If he attacks the body, it's going to gas out Mark a little bit earlier, and he should be able to cruise to either a three-round decision victory or even a third-round stoppage. But I do like Saeed here for sure.
Oh no, is that facts? Is Lazez out of the fight?
Yeah,
Oh
that was announced a
man,
couple days ago, actually.
I missed that announcement. That sucks. All right. So we've got Said Nurmagomedov 13-2. Mark Striegl is 18-2. For those of you that don't know, Said's coming off of a loss here in his last UFC fight, decision loss to Hani Barcelos, like my boy mentioned. And I'm not entirely sold on the kid. I mean, he looks good, but he's got a split over Justin Scoggins, and then he did knock out Ricardo Ramos, which that's a great feather in your cap. But you know, he's got one loss, one split, and then one flash knockout. That's still a little bit of a small sample size. So I'm totally with you here. I don't think that this line is justified. I don't know if the people are going to be able to see me here. I usually put the betting line up here
Well, it's
behind me.
there a little bit.
There we go. So we've got him sitting at minus 420 here at this point, and then plus 335 coming back on Striegl. What I noticed from Striegel's last couple of fights is that he's very physical. Like you mentioned, the physicality on this guy, he's a pressure grappler. When he's on top, he's nasty. He's got a nasty top game. He's got a hard squeeze on him. However, I'm not a fan of how little he's been fighting lately. He only had 2018, one fight in 2019. This will be his first fight in 2020, and I think this is the first UFC fighter in history to get a contract off of a nutshot DQ. His last fight was an egregious cup shot that forced the fight to be over, and he retained his belt by disqualification. So that's a new one for getting your step up to the big stage. And then there was another issue that I had. If you go back to his fight with Andrew Benabi, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, back in August 12th, 2017, they've got him marked down as a win. He got choked out, man. I think that was an overturned contest because I'm not sure if it was because of a USADA issue, a drug suspension. I don't know what happened there, but they've got him marked as a win, and he's the one that got choked out in the very first round. So I am not sold on Mark Striegl. When he's good, when he is on, I think he can choke out just about anybody in this division. But the bad Mark Striegl is probably going to get whooped. So in my opinion, this one's a pass. I'm probably just going to stay off of this one. If Mark comes out and he does his thing and he looks good, he's on point. Maybe he chokes out. Maybe he chokes out Said. You know, maybe it's quick, maybe it's fast, and we all feel stupid for missing on it. But I don't think I'm going to trust him with my money yet.
I don't really like to believe in guys that have a questionable gas tank as well. That's
Mhm.
almost like 1 and 2 for me in terms of things that I look at when I'm betting a fighter. If their gas tank doesn't look good on tape, it's not something that I'm really looking forward to. And in terms of how he got into the UFC off of a low blow, it's almost as bad as our guy Alan Baudot getting in off of a rear naked choke loss. That's now considered a win. Let's just throw that out there.
Yep. Those are number 1 and number 2 for all-time UFC entrances for sure.